Hey, this is Ricky with Real Talk Chimp, live streaming on YouTube at Real Talk Chimp. That's RealTalkChimp. This is part 3 of the CuteBee DIY miniature house. Kissa Coffee, 262 pieces. It's part of the city walk of kits. And we're going to get cracking and start working on this kit again for you. If you like this type of content, consider hitting that like button. Share at Real Talk Chimp with your friends and family. Chat with me, otherwise I'll go off on a tangent. And of course, consider hitting that subscribe button. It would be greatly appreciated. I guess at this point, we will see if we are live streaming. All right. Make sure we've got some audio here. We do have audio here. Okie dokie pokey. So last we left off on part 16, page 13, and then we were getting ready to move on to part 17. So we will take our goodies out, splay them aside. With these types of kits, there are a certain amount of tools that you should have at your disposal. Some tools come with these kits, while others do not have any kits, and you just kind of build it. The description explains everything, as well as what tools to use, how to buy the kit if you're looking for it. You're going to need a cutting tool like the xacto blade or scissors. You're going to need tweezers. Some kits come with tweezers. This is a miniature. It's got little itty bitty parts, so you're going to need tweezers. You're going to need a frost rod or some type of filing so that you can file down pieces to make them fit better. Frost rods generally come with these kits. I don't know why they call them that, but the blue side is a heavier grit. The pink side is a lighter grit. You're going to need some type of glue. I purchased this at Dollar Tree. There is in the description as well how to get glue if you don't know how. The B7000 sometimes comes with these kits. Thank you for the hearts. I appreciate it. Let me know that you hear me. This B7000 is highly toxic. It's a super type glue, so make sure you're in a well-ventilated area when using said glue. Make sure you cover when you're not using, or it'll dry up and you won't be able to get it out of the nozzle. There, you'll have to start cutting the top off and such. But yes, and you'll need 2 AAA batteries of any brand that you trust. I happen to get these at Dollar Tree. They last about a week, as expected. But, you know, your Duracells, your Energizers, whatever they have that last for a while. Or you can put in, you know, rechargeable batteries and then recharge them if you think you're going to be using this at night and during the day, etc. As it is a book nook type thing where you can put it in between books or just use it as decoration in the house. Hello there, my content-NTU. How are you? I'm not sure if you could see that, but there you go. Had a fun time last time I was building this in part 2 where I had just finished this window which opens and closes like this, and we had fun ordering lattes and cappuccinos from our little coffee shop for all the people that were chatting with me. So we shall continue on here. Let's see, where are we at? All right, so we completed all of this here, which is, let's take our parts out so we can splay them out. We have a little chair that we built. Some more little pieces. Sometimes pieces will fall out of their plates, and just keep them close by in the boxes and stuff. So a part of part 1 and part 2 was building this whole critter here. So I'm sure we'll be coming back to this and building this guy. So we'll display him out over here. This was the last wall that we created. So we did this little interior. This was the last part that we did here. Here's that sassy window that's in the short video with the little, see if you can see the little plastic up here in the window. Very cool. Okay, this on top here is not schmutz. It's actually painted on here as leaves and ivy. For like, you can see it in this picture here. It's actually painted on. Now you can actually get some, you know, like the train model type of foliage and stuff that they use for dioramas and such. You can certainly get some of that and sprinkle it on top if you want to go all intense. We have batteries already inside the battery box. In part 1, the tutorial and unboxing, we set this all up. That's the main thing you want to do for every kit, is you want to make sure that the battery and the battery box works. Here's the LED light, and you see, you touch the touchpad. There's a bit of a delay on YouTube, so we know that our light works. So I keep it unplugged so it doesn't eat up that battery. So I just keep it unplugged, keep it aside. And then our plates, that has all our parts on them. One of the chairs had broken because of my giant chimpanzee hands. These parts are very delicate. They're very small, they're very delicate, and a little bit too much pressure can cause things to break. Be careful. If you break something in your kit, or you find things that are missing in your kit, well, you can certainly contact the manufacturer, and most of the time, at least all the times I've contacted manufacturers, they will replace. They'll replace the entire plate if you are missing something, or something breaks as you're, pushing it out of the plate. Contact them, tell them, yeah, the A plate, missing a part, main part, and I broke a window trying to get it out. They will send you a new A plate. And if anything, they'll charge you maybe for shipping. All right, page 13 has now become page 14. And we are going to continue with this kit for you. Hopefully we'll be able to finish this kit in this part 3, depending on how much juice I have in thine battery. All right. Howdy. All right, so we are looking for D1. So we have our A plate, put it over there. We have our B plate, put it over there. We have our C plate, get it over there. And now our D and E plate over there. All right, so we want D1. There is D1 pointing to this awning here. Okay, that's the back side. It's for washing your backside. And we need some A's. We need some A6s, which appear to be right here. A6s. Where did I see that? There we go. A6. So again, we're doing this by feel as we're slightly blind due to some personal issues. This is A12. Oh, I took the whole part out. I don't want the whole side of the wall. I just want, all right, I want the window here. Okay. So, see if we can get this out without breaking it. That would be lovely. There we go. We don't need this piece of flash. It's pretty much either done or it is part of something else, but we'll put it in the box. All right, so we have taken all these parts out. This would be the orientation here. So we need to put these little pegs. This is the orientation that we want. It's like a pipe shape or an L shape. We want the L shape here to be facing north. So we're going to take the part like this and run it into that slot. We're going to try. There we go. Feels a little loose in here. So it doesn't say glue that I see. So let's see. Oh, yeah, well, that happened. There's no pressure to keep it in there. Uh-oh. We have lost the part. Now we must go and fish for it, see if it fell on the ground. We have one. Well, maybe we don't need that part, I guess. Can't find it. Gone. That's That's a good way to start everything, huh? Okay. Well, maybe it'll show up, maybe it won't. So I think as loose as this thing is, I'm going to drop some glue in here. Then we'll just have to improvise. Just drop some glue. All right, so we'll keep that there for a moment. Maybe I can get Sammy to help me. Hey, Sammy, I dropped a little part. You think you can go and look for it? Is that a no? That's a no. Okay. All right, there must be some kind of vortex in this area here that takes parts and hides them from me. Like there's a troll or something. It literally is not on the bench anymore. It literally just up and disappeared. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take some flash and custom make a part, because I'm completely baffled. How the little part that I had in my hand is no longer in my hand. Fascinating. Found it. I found it. I found it, Sammy. I have found it. It was, in fact, on the floor. All right, we're back. Well, luckily for me that I can fabricate parts if I need to. I take flashing and I cut things out and I try to fabricate it to match said parts. But I did find it, and that's good. So now we're going to glue this little critter down so it doesn't disappear. for a second time. Take some of the glue that's already on here. Okay, look at that. Uh-oh, falling out. We're having a falling out. So this we want to connect. So you have the two pegs up here. We want to take this little critter, place it on top. So you have the slots here, pegs here. We want to connect here. Nice if I could see. That's not going to happen in our lifetime. Looks like we're going to be doing some filing. So if you look real close at this little slot, and most of these slots are like this, they're not perfectly square. They have like a divot on both sides. I did it again. They have a divot on both sides. So sometimes these square pieces, I'm not sure if this is even focusing. Sorry. If it doesn't fit, remember, you must acquit. So it's not fitting. So we have to come in with our little frost rod here, file it down. Just a little bit, just enough to make it fit into said slot. 99.9% of these kits will require it. You heard it make those two little click sounds. Okay. Trust me, I spent an hour just on one part before trying to make it work. So we got to do the same thing with this one here. It refuses to go into its spot. They say these kits take 3 to 5 hours to build. I say it takes 3 to 5 hours just to fit one piece into one slot. There we go, hard to squish. Another thing is direction. If you put a roof or awning piece on your house incorrectly, the tiles will be facing the wrong way and it will look really weird. If you were to put it on this way, the tiles are going in an opposite direction. You'll see, and it's not on here because it's just straight cardboard, but the drawing that they have on here has these curves. These wave shape of curves, that's the architecture. This wave shape of curves, the way that the tiles work. this is the direction that you want this to be. The flat edge and the curves, or it's going to look bizarre. All right, so now we'll probably glue this into here only because it feels wonky inside here. But now, of course, once this is connected to, say, see, we're doing one of these here. So let's see, this is the smaller one, so probably this one here. Once you connect it to the house, to the wall, it may not be so loose like it is right now. It'll just go in and out right here. But you know, for poops and giggles, let's just add a little glue inside here to try to keep these pieces from falling off and ending up on the floor. Just putting a little bead of glue there, a little bead of glue there, a little tool just to kind of maneuver the glue around it. Gravity will pretty much do the rest. All right, we're going to put that aside for the moment. How much time did we spend just on that piece right there, right? Now we're going to be adding some of this PVC to it. The diagram shows that you need to remove the plastic on both sides of the PVC before you glue it to the actual window. So we are looking for, looks like it only wants one. Now they added the Mr. Smiley tape. Again, I call it Mr. Smiley tape because I have no idea why, because I'm a lunatic. It's like a miniature 3M tape. You've used double-sided tape before in your life, I'm sure. Maybe you haven't. This double-sided tape, you put one side down, and then you peel off, and then you've got double-sided tape. I prefer the glue, but if you are willing to try it, it suggests here to use the double-sided tape in place of the glue. As you see, it's running along the edges. But because these strips are a couple of millimeters thick, it suggests you cut them down to make them fit the windowsill. So if you wanted to try it, say, I think the smaller that these things are, the more difficult they are to maneuver with giant fingers. So if we were to say, take our little ruler here and use it as a thing to help us with a straight edge. See if I can turn this so that you can see it. Do not try this at home. What? I am not a trained chimpanzee. Well, I kind of am. And we are doing some slipping and sliding here. The key is not to chop off fingers. Although you probably want to see that because you are all watching. Okay. So you can use this stuff if you feel confident enough to use it. So I peeled it off. This is going to go on this side, where you have the peg facing this way. So now we take said Mr. Smiley, and we run Mr. Smiley right along this edge. Try to keep it straight. Okay, that's not working. I have no idea why I call it Mr. Smiley. Because I smile every time I use this stuff, even though it's gritting my teeth. Let's try this again here. Try to get it more towards Oh, son of a mother, father, sister, and brother, aunt, uncles, dogs, cat, tarantula. Ooh, he came out with tarantula. See, it's a lot easier putting a bead of glue down than it is fighting with Mr. Smiley here, so. But nonetheless, all right, so kind of rub this down. Now find an edge that you can peel up, and then it'll be gluey. See, like so. So now instead of glue, you have this Mr. Smiley tape. Look at the other one. So you could set a timer of how long it takes Chimp to do something. That one worked, sort of. Okay, so this one we're going to press it down. Okay, and then we're going to find an edge that we can peel up, hopefully. Son of a mother, father. There we go. Okay. You could probably put another one down here if you're so inclined, and up here. Where is said window? PVC. We're looking for PVC, which is over here. Here is our PVC. Let me get to orientation here. Orientation is that facing down. Okay, so if we were holding it like this, like it suggests here, can't really see it on here. It's asking us for this one right here. So this one right here. All right, it's already peeled off some of the plastic, so now what we do is we find the plastic on this side. Feel it. There we go. Peel up the plastic. That little film gets tossed. Okay. And then we bring it on over here with our Mr. Smiley. And we do our best to put it on here. Oh, let's try bringing it down a little bit. Oh, Mr. Smiley. Stay. This is very difficult when you're doing this by braille. Now, is it easier using glue? I think so. Because it still leaves this stuff here, even though it's going to be on the inside and you won't see it. I still think it's easier just using a bead of glue. But whatever your preference is. Oh my Lord. As long as it's filled up inside here, even though you see that edge is wonky compared to that edge. With the ADD and all that kind of stuff, and ADHD and the OCD and the Slurpees and the monkeys, you can figure it out. Okay. Take our little critters that we're not using anymore and dump them in the box. Mr. Smiley tape. You don't believe me? You don't believe me? I will prove it to you. See? So there. If you don't name your parts and your tools, then what fun is building a kit? Okay. We've gone crazy. Moving on to part 18. We're going to put a little window ledge into a wall and then convert it. So this is what we did here, first of all. We took the D1 awning here. We used these little pegs, although we glued these pegs onto this. Even though it doesn't say glue it in there, we had to file them down because they wouldn't fit on either side. That one or this one, we filed it. We connected it, following the red dotted lines. Connected the L-shaped pipe shape into said critter there and there, the slots. Secured it down with the glue. Moved on to this, and we glued in, not glued in, we Mr. Smiley taped a piece of PVC, that square particularly, into the little window on the right. Not the left, but the one on the right. This diagram told us that we needed to remove the clear film on the PVC, which we did. And then this shows us to cut a strip of Mr. Smiley tape, unless you want to use your glue, your clear glue, clear drying glue, and then put it on the edges like we did. And then we stuck on the little PVC window and got that. So you see, at least the clear glue wouldn't dry with that mess like the Mr. Smiley tape did. But we did it the way it shows in the manual here. So the manual. And there you go. So you can see on this side, there's the little window, but there's no window there because you can see the tripod here.
Hello. I'd like a large cappuccino, please.
Sorry. And we're back. All right, so A9 is what we're looking for. A9. If you're playing bingo, get your bingo cards out because we are now going to be playing some bingo. Here is A9. As you see, the A9 is facing downward, so it is a wall. But the wall has something in the center of it that we don't need, an A11. And I'm not seeing an A11 in this part, so we will remove this plate and put it with our other random things and hang on to just this. According to the orientation in here, it's showing that edge to be facing left. There's our edge right there. So because of the weird angle of this doohickey, you don't see it as well as when I turn it this way. But that's the orientation, so we're going to keep that like so. We are going to look for this part, which is a D2. It looks like a window ledge. We'll get our D plate. There is D2. And we will remove this critter. Okay. This D2 has an interesting thing on it. It has a gap. It has two slots and a horizontal gap, which is, I guess you can kind of see it in the instructions. So the orientation will be, those slots will fit onto this location here. So I see two of these critters. So let's see if it will stretch across. It will. So what you want to do is you want to have this edge on the inside of the window and have these two pegs with the slots into these two slots here. So we'll take it and remember, if it doesn't go, then most likely it needs to be filed. That one squished in. This one not so much. There we go. Heard the click there, heard a squish here. Pardon moi. The power of the sneeze. Holy monkey. Oh my Lord. Okay, so there we go. Don't need to glue. Feels like it's in there nice and sturdy. Back side down, top side up. All right, and now we're gonna stick that window onto it that we made up yonder. So when you see things like these numbers here, 17, above a part that you already created, well, all you gotta do is go back to another page and go, oh, that was step number 17 right there. So there is step number 17 that goes onto the new thing we made. So again, orientation. This ledge is facing outward. So we're going to take part 17, the one where we added the little window, in case you're just joining us. You see the pegs that we had put in there from earlier to put on the awning. The pegs staying out. We'll connect onto said slots. So assuming we are gonna do this here. Oops. You're gonna go into your spot. Are we there? Are we there yet? I see that one, but I don't see this one. I see that one. Okay. A little wonky. But wonky adds class. Just remember that. If you don't remember anything else today, the moral of the story is wonkiness adds class. It's okay to be messy. It is okay to be messy. Now, if you know what movie that's from, you will definitely get a cookie. I will give you 10 seconds. You're probably going to Google it, try to figure it out as quickly as possible. If it's messy, it's okay. You have 10 seconds starting now. 10, 9, 8, 7. Too late. It's from Meet Cute with Pete Davidson and Kelly Kuko. It's a movie that came out in, I don't know. Meet Cute. And the whole motto or moral of the story is, if it's messy, it's okay. In more ways than one. All right, we did that. I will show you that. We started up here. What does that have to do with building the model kit? It has actually everything to do with the model kit. Because you know what? Even though they have this perfect little kit right here for you to build, it's never going to be just like it is in their 3D printed world of AI slop, right? So you're going to build it how you build it. Either you improvise parts or you do it exactly the same. You snap through parts because of your giant chimpanzee hands. It's going to be messy, but you know what the thing is? Messy is okay. It's cattywampus. It's okay. Don't get frustrated. Don't smash it into bits. If you can't do it, put it aside and work on another piece. And get back to it. Be patient. Or pay someone like me to build it for you. And you can watch a live stream of me kicking and screaming and rolling into the fetal position and crying like a little baby. Monkey! Who's a monkey? Are you a monkey? There you go. Where was I? We started off with this. We added that. We came down here and put that on there. Then we went over here, and then we finished with this, which is this. Now we're moving on and putting another window on, part 19. So we're going to put the other PVC onto a frame, it appears. Oops, sorry for losing focus. So we're going to go to A11. Let's find A11. A11. Okay, A11 came off somewhere. Here it is. A11 came off that piece that we popped out. So we're going to make another one of these tilt windows. This is A11. Yes, another tilt window. Okay. So tilt window, we're going to add the little PVC to it first. Let's go over here where we put our little PVC. And this was the orientation because of this L shape. This window right here, so we can peel off this first layer behind it. Grab this guy here. That's one side of the PVC kind of stuff. Then we'll also go in here and look for the film that's on here. There's the film. See the edge that I picked up here? Work. There we go. Here's the film that we're going to peel off to said little clear window. Okay. Clean off some of the the random stuff and dust and whatever. These things have static on them. That's why they have these covers, these plastic film on here. It's because of the static on your fingers and the environment around you that will pick up random things. Hard to see this little clear window here, but I assure you it is here. So I'm going to put that over here somewhere. All right, so orientation of this critter. We have a post right here. We want the post to face south. And we want the little handle to face west, left, according to the way that it is in here. So the window. So instead of using the Mr. Smiley tape, which it shows right here, we're going to use a little bit of glue. Okay, so again, I'm using the Elmer's washable clear glue. It dries clear, it doesn't leave a mess, and at Dollar Tree it's about $1.50. So, all right, so we are going to put a little bit right here, a little bit right here. Take a little critter, just kind of rub it around. I mean, if you feel like you want to put your fingers in there and rub it around inside there, you can go for it. You do you, boo. Okay, window is over here. So now we're gonna try to align it up. Also, I think it's easier when you do the glue, because then you can align the window up better. Once you stick it to the Mr. Smiley tape, you're pulling tape up. So window is on here. And even just like the Mr. Smiley tape, we see the Mr. Smiley tape right there on the inside of the window. The glue as well will leave a little bit of a mark, but it won't be terribly bad on the side that you need to actually see it. A little smudge up there, but again, messy is okay. Okay. So where are we at? We're at this stage down here. So we put the PVC onto A11. Now we're going to take A11 and add it to the slot here. Oh, the slot will be used for making a sliding window. So that's kind of cool. Okay. The slot will be used for the peg to make this a sliding window. So you have a closed window, like we made up here, a closed window, and that slot will be used for making a sliding window. Okay, so that's what we'll do. So let's see here. Okay, so we're gonna orientate it this way. There's said slot. We're gonna take our sassy little window that we created. Generally, I'd let the glue dry a little bit more. See the slot there? See the peg there? Just gonna drop it right in there. So we're not gonna use glue. So, if we're so inclined. Oh well, let's try to do it without it falling out. It's a little rough. You may be able to sand the window down the peg a little bit. It's a little rough, but it's not a real window, it's just a toy. So bear with it. But we have created a sliding window. Very cool. Like a drive-through window, right? It obviously could certainly be a drive-through window. I don't see why not. Very cute. Still falling out. So I think that's what this part is. That's what D3 is. D3 is going to hold it in place. D3. So let's get D3. Here is D3. Okay, and D3 shows us putting it on the pegs. This may require glue, may not. The pegs from the original awning. So, let's see if we can get the orientation right. If it does not fit, you must acquit. So it is holding the window in place. It's got a little frame. Before the window was falling out, now it has a little thing to secure it. Oop. Oh, let's try that again. Keep it inside there. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to drop a bead of glue into these slots right here, because to me it doesn't feel super secure. So I dropped a little bead of glue right in there. A little bit of glue right there. Oh, see that? Because this one doesn't seem to want to stay down very well. Because for some reason, you see how cattywampus? This edge is in, but this edge is not. So again, I'll try to push that in there without breaking it. All right. Not great. Not great. Close our glue, get some agua. Jaws tea. Thank you. Are you saying that I'm cute or the model kit? 'Cause I'm very cute. You know who else is really cute? Sammy. Sammy, are you cute? Oh, we get tail wagging. Sammy is very cute. Okay. Yes. There you go. You get some smileys. All right, so we're going to add some more sass to this page here in a moment. We will go again. For those just joining us, we started up here at 17. We created this awning with pegs into a window. We added a window to the frame. Came down here, we put a ledge to our wall that had a slit inside so that we could add a sliding window, which is down here. We added a sliding window into the slot, and then we added this top frame to hold the sliding window in. Now we're going to come down here and we are going to put up some type of stuff to this wall. It has a diagram in here of orientation. So let's see, we have, again, on this same wall, we have 4 open slots here where we're going to put these pegs. So we need D50 times 4. And I see D50 right out of the gate here. Here is D50. And it's these odd looking critters. The red one is an extra one in case you drop or lose one of those pieces. So let's pop these out using our little tool because they are small. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Your cat's name is Sausage? Oh, that is awesome. Sammy, should I change your name to Sausage? Not having it. His name is Sammy, he says. Okay, so that little picture right here is showing you how the orientation is of these of those little itty bitty parts that have now all fallen onto the floor. Sammy, I hear sirens. Oh, I got them. I rescued them all before they could hit the floor. These little critters, little tiny critters. So they are meant to go, it's basically 3 pegs. You got a peg to the left, a peg to the right, and a peg facing downward. One peg will go into the D29, D31, D30, and D28 of these little pictures, I guess. And then the peg facing down will face down, and then the right part of that peg will go into the wall. So I'm gonna try to do something opposite first. I'm gonna see if I can run these pegs into the wall first. So let's turn it the right way. Okay. Very hard to see. It is a very small part. So the bottom peg acts ACTS as a stopper against the wall. There it is coming through. It acts as a stopper. So they seem to be like little picture hanging things that you would, I guess maybe, I don't know. Oh, that one don't want to go. Let's try another one. Let's flip it around. Super itty bitty teeny tiny parts. All right, that side fit in better. Let's try this one. I'm trying to do this by feel because I cannot see it. Those of you that have working eyes will be able to do this a lot better than this blind chimpanzee. Well, that felt upside down. Okay, I heard a little click. Last one. That one doesn't feel right, so let's flip it around. By the way, I am not a hand model. I am not a hand model. These are old grippy. All the chimpanzee fur has fallen off, showing that it is a human hand now. I evolved somehow. Underwear model, 100%. Hand model, definitely not. All right, so we're looking for D28 through 31. So all these little pegs are in here now. We're looking for D28 through 31, and they're right here. I'm sorry if I'm not able to, I'm not sure. Oh, it is focused on the screen. Okay, so that's 28, 29, 30, and 31. So we're gonna pop these guys out. So 28 goes to the far right. 30 is the second or third one here. Oh, this guy's feels warped. 30 is the second one. 31. I mean, well, I'll count it when I get out. And 29 at the edge. See, it's interesting when you look at this image here. It looks like real flowers sitting here, and then you look at the actual cardboard. It's painted as like three-dimensional, so it looks really pretty. But it is just that. It's just MDF board. Jaws, at Jaws T sent star for 2 jewels. I don't know what any of that stuff means, but what I am gonna do, let's go on over here. This is Jaws T's YouTube channel. So make sure you go over there and visit that and hit that subscribe button. Always help a brother out or a sister out. You're making your own molds too. I love it. And you're 3D printing it all? Super cool. I like it. Outstanding. All right, you are now subscribed to. Very cool. Any artists, anybody, even if it's 3D printed type stuff, there is art in there. So, all right, so 29, which is this critter. It just says to snap it onto said little peg. We're gonna try that. Oh, one of them just fell out. So let's see if it works. If it doesn't work, we're gonna be doing some sanding. And I can already see it does not look like it's going to work. Nope. All right, so we lost one of them, which means it's either, oh, it's over here. I have to do some sanding, folks. I have to do some sanding, but let me see something first. If I was to turn this thing, and put this edge, could I put this edge into it? God, it'd be so nice if I could see. Is that, nope. Okay, so that edge works. That edge works, but for some reason this edge did not want to go into said spot here. So let me see what happens when I do this. I reversed it. Aha! Okay. I reversed it. You heard that. So I'm going to do the same thing with these. I'm going to pop all these little guys out here. Start over. And reverse the little pegs, even though it tells me something different in the instructions. The instructions will get nothing and like it. So let's reverse these. Instead of putting that end into the picture, we're going to reverse it. Come over here. Take that peg. Again, this is by feel. Heard a click. Okay. Take the next one here. Take this other edge. Nope. Should be like some music from like, oh my god, what were those Tom Cruise movies? But they were originally, this message will destruct in 10 seconds. Dum dum da dum 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 da dum 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 da dum 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 da dum. When I'm trying to put all this stuff together here, that's what it feels like. I'm diffusing something here. I'm trying to put these little things together to make it work. But I can't put music because of the copyright strike, so. Alright. Da-da-da. Da-da-da. Dun, 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 dun. Son of a mother, father, sister, and brother, you get into your home. Are you too good for your home? Why is this being... Why? There's always got to be one that has to be poopy. There always is one that has to be poopy. I want to file this. I don't want to file that down. I don't want to. You're pressing and making holes in my phalanges. That side 100% does not fit. Such a tiny little part. All right, you know what? We're going to use the extra one. Let's go back over to D. Let's use the extra one on here. Goodbye. Like I said, it's very good when they have extras, like one extra, but that side will not go. Oh, I heard a squish. I heard a squish. Dum 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 dum. Oh, there you go. Little pictures. A little barn in the snow. A bigger barn in the snow. It looks like Mount Fuji or something. And something else. Little pictures. Okay. So what we did is we did that. Even though we reversed, we put all these little critters on there. And we got that. Yay, with our little sliding window. Yay. And we finally completed something, and it only took us an hour. Son of a mother, father, sister, and brother. All right. That was page 14. I got to see when it pops up there. Can you see it? I don't know. All right, moving on. All right. All right, step 20. Step 20 here. We are making now this thing that you see on the box. That thing right there. That is what we are working on now. Right there. All right, so we will put said wall aside. And we will look for B39 to D42. B39 to D42. And if you've got your bingo cards out and your battleship, if you ever played the game Battleship, B39 to D42. I'm sure we haven't sunk a battleship yet or a cruiser or anything like that, but you know, let's get a B39 out here. A B39. We play 2 games when we build these kits. We play bingo and we play battleship. So what did I say? B39. B39. Here's B39. There are 2 of them. Oh, more of these weird looking little pegs here. B39. We only need 1 of them. So we'll pop out 1 of them. Keep the other one in case this one goes flying. And we'll put that there. And we need an E8, which is another weird looking peg. Excuse me, sir. An E8, which is right here. Another of these weird looking little pegs. Put that there. We need a D41 and a D42, which are right here. There's the 41, little hanging basket, and said basket. Okay. Let's see here. Home of the brain. How long has that been so far, right? You got to keep a timer. When you got a real talk chimp building any of these kits that say 3 to 5 hours, oh, you're guaranteed to be doing it for 20 to 36 hours building a kit. Because we don't just build kits straight out. We add comedy and shenaniganery to our kits. Yeah, that's right. It is all about the shenaniganery here. Because if you can't have fun building something like this, then what's the point, right? Then it becomes frustrating and parts don't fit and you don't have Sammy for comic relief, right, Sammy? Yeah. So, all right, what the hell am I doing? Okay, putting parts together, that's right, okay. So let's take a look here. So we are doing, okay, so it's showing you the orientation of these little pegs right here. The orientation of these little pegs right there. Okay. I'm glad it's focused on the YouTube because I can't see nothing. Okay, let's figure this out. So we need an E8 with a big grubby side. Oh boy. Oh boy. It'd be nice. You're going to hear me say this quite often. Oh, it'd be nice if I could see. Okay, let's move our phalanges. This has to go through here. No. This has to go through here. No. Son of a mother, father. Yes. This has to go through here. Like so. Like you do. Okay. And this has to go, this little slot has to go on that little peg. So I'm going to hold on to the back side. I don't feel it. I don't feel where this has to go. Alright, so you know what I'm going to do? If it doesn't fit, you must have quit. Do a little filing. Son of a mother, father, sister, and brother. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Oh. It ran away when I was filing it. I don't feel it there. We have to get another one. E8. I know it's somewhere. Oh, it's right in front of me. Sorry. There it is. It ran away. It ran away. These parts are so tiny. All right, let's try this again. Go this way. How about this way? My hands are so big. These parts are so small. I'm going to do a stereotype. Not to be negative or anything, but maybe Chinese people are smaller and can have smaller hands than giant gorilla hands. But see, that can't be a stereotype when you have Yao Ming, who's what, like 7'6"? So you can't stereotype. You can't do it when you have a Yao Ming. Right, Sammy? The tail wag says it's true. You know it's true. Look, we've already spent like 18 minutes just on this little freaking tiny peg right here. Trying to get into that freaking son of a mother, father, sister, and brother, aunt, uncle's dog. Tarantula. Get into your home, you little rotten son of a dirty no. Okay. So the key is to take said little dingus and put this dingus onto that. Oh, I screwed up. I put it on the wrong side. Freaking. Okay. There. Okay. Let's see if we did that now. Okay. Did I tell you it'd help if I could see? Oh! Yay! I pushed it onto this and it went. Yay! See, it's in there. And I only did minimal destruction to my fingertips. This is the one that hooks to the door. You have the dangly little doohicker here, the little thing that hangs onto that doohicker over there. So if you see it on the box, you'll see that there's a dingus attached to the wall that the basket hangs on. We're doing said dingus right now. The dingus that's behind the camera or in front of, behind, but yeah. All right, so let's see here. So big end goes this way. Big end don't want to go in that way. Little end. Let's figure this out. Like so. Oh! No, don't drop. Oh, whew. I saved it. Okay, it's got a little hook on the end of it there. A little hook. So we'll rotate that. Flip this around. Put that. Son of a... You get in, you freaking... I'd be better off just getting Jaws T to 3D print this whole thing so I could just be done with it. Just here, take pictures of it, 3D print the whole thing just like that, and we'll be done with it. But then it wouldn't be a kit. Go into your home. All right. When in doubt, Oh, it went in. I was going to use my teeth. The teeth are a very valuable pliers. You don't believe me? I will prove it to you, sir. I will prove how the teeth see? I made it work. I used the power of the teeth. Okay. Very valuable tool. The power of the teeth. Wow. So we only spent how long just on this? Just on this part right here. How long? 15 minutes? 10 minutes? Just on this part right here. 3 to 5 hours, my butt. What the heck's going on here? Okay. So there we go. A sassy little flower basket for the side of your building. All right, moving on. We'll add that later, apparently. So we will leave it over here with the random other crap that we have lying down here. Now we're going to go and find us an A10 warthog. A10. That is an A. And this is an A10. So you have the A10 facing downward, which is this shape right here. Okay, move the rest of A over there. We have an A10 and we need a B5. A10 to B5. A10 to B5. Anybody have bingo? Has anybody had a battleship sunk yet? A10 to B5. If you were B5, you would be right here. That is B5. A10 to B5. I'm a very messy chimpanzee. Very messy chimpanzee. Okay, so we have a peg right here. And according to the orientation, we want the slots to be facing back towards, say, the box. According to the orientation on here. So we want to take said peg, put it into said slot. This one is painted on both sides. That's good. So let's figure this one out. There we go. Heard a little click. A little warped here. Okay. Need agua. Need an ice cube. Okay. We need a B1. A B1. Okay, here's a B1, but we've got the tool that we used at the very beginning to poke our pieces out in here, so we don't need this little part here. We can put that on the box. This is B1, like I said, right here. So let's be careful and try not to break anything here. Pop this guy out of here. Put the plate away. This is the shape that we're looking at here, which looks like a front door and a couple of windows. That could be true. It looks like it is, so this looks like we're gonna do this whole front right here. Right here, the steps going, okay. So we have this. It's double-sided, silk screen on both sides. All right, so let's take a look at this. All right, so it's got two pegs. See where the red dots are going down to. So it's on the inside. So if this is, say, facing this way, we need to rotate it this direction. Then we need to take this, bring it outside. So we're going to rotate it this way to make it easier. These lines that you see on most of these kits, they're lines to basically help you align stuff. So we're going to take these pegs, let it focus, like so, and try to align all this stuff here. Nice and squishy. Make sure that it clicks into place. Okay. And let's see here. Okay. So it does align on the inside. It doesn't sit on the outside. It fully goes flush with this wall. So make sure it fits and feels flush all the way along. Okay. Feels good. Everybody content? Remember, if it's messy, it is okay. Okay. That is a very thin door. I, as a chimpanzee, don't think I could fit through that door. But, you know, it is quite possible. Okay, so just to give you a heads up, this is what we did right here. We spent 87 hours working on this little basket. Step 20. Then we moved on to step 21, which was taking this wall and adding this object to it. We moved over and we added this object to here. And this is our piece right here. So now we're going to drop down. We're going to add another awning with its pieces onto here, into those two slots. So we're going to look for C8. We haven't seen C8 for a while. We're going over to C. I don't even think we've used C at all because it looks sassy. Here is C8, another awning type. C8, let's rotate it this way. You can see the tiles on this one a lot better than on the little one that we did over here. You see the tiles, the orientation of the tiles a lot better. So if you reverse them, you'll notice it's all wonky, doesn't look right. If you keep it this way, you can see the tiles. They have the curve to it, the little wave as it goes. Pretty neato. All right, let's see. B8. B8, that's boy 8 to C8. Have we sunk any battleships yet? We've got Paul George Glazer 13. Can I add you on RDR2? You certainly can. I haven't played RDR2 in over a year. I have uninstalled it, Paul, but if there's ever any updates, you know, maybe when Red Dead Redemption 3 comes out in 2033, if we're all still alive on the planet, I'll be more than happy to play that game with you. But absolutely, if you want to add me at Real Talk Champ, or you can hear, I'll give you my other name that I use more of the time when I game. So the Real Talk Champ account is mainly for live streaming. This is the account that I use when I game. So I'll give you this. It's my email address, so let me remove the Gmail part. So add this name here, Paul. That Rabbit Chimp 805, that's my main gaming name that I game with. And yeah, absolutely. If you happen to see me on. Right now I'm still playing Ark Raiders. I actually reinstalled Ghost Recon Wildlands. I haven't played that in what, 5-6 years? 5 years? 6 years? 5 years? Whatever. I reinstalled that because that's just such a great game. So Yeah, and plus they've completely, for a game that's as old as that, just like, Rockstar and Grand Theft Auto 5, how they constantly update it. The company that made the Ghost Recon games are still updating those games because of the disaster that they did for those. But anyway, yeah, you could add me, Paul. No worries, man. I'll play with you. Absolutely. In the meantime, we're not playing video games right now. We are building this CuteBee DIY miniature house, Kissa Coffee. It's a house. It is a coffee shop in Japan, but they have them all over the world. I've seen them in Italy and France and even some in America. The Kissa, Kissa, it means like traditional house. The word Kissa, I guess in Japanese, I suppose I'm not probably saying it 100% accurate, but you can look that up if you feel you need to. We're looking for B8, 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 B8. If you were B8, you'd be right here. Those two little critters are B8. So let's grab these critters. Yeah, so like the Real Talk Champ, the live streaming account, the one that we're on right now, I'll only do that when I live stream, be it the art, or going out and about, or sometimes gaming, right? The content that I upload is generally going to be on that Rabbit Chimp account. Everything's got chimpanzee attached to it, so. All right, so this one has an interesting shape here. You notice this has a point, it goes off to the left. It's almost like a gun shape, right? Then it has a part that goes into the wall. That piece, that handle part, stays down, and then the top little doohickey goes into the awning. So we're looking at this shape right here, close up. It looks like you know what it looks like? It looks like a paintball gun. Like you put the topper on top, little ball on top with the paintballs. This is where you would put like the gas tank coming off the back end. That's where you would have your hose connected to your gas tank. Looks like a little paint gun or a staple gun, but it's holding onto the awning. So let's do this. So let's take this critter here with the slot, the peg, and put it into here. And it don't want to fit. Isn't that just like it is? Ain't that just like it is? Nope, we're sanding. Like I said, 99.8% of all kits will make you sand down the parts. Nobody knows why. Well, there is a reason why. I said it's because of warping. See, now it fits on there perfectly. Nope, not yet. And if you over sand it, just add a little glue. There we go. So that's what we're looking at right here. This should is the key word. Does not look like it's going to, but is a completely different shape. So I see how it works. There's a peg up here and a peg down here, a thicker peg and a gap in between. The gap is going to sit in the windowsill and act as a stopper. So in theory, that should connect onto there, come down to this side. Did not go. Oh, I heard that. Squish and a click. Make sure the window comes back and goes flush inside here again. Okay. It's good. Good. Awning is right there. Seems to all fit. We heard squishes and clicks. Orientation is the correct direction. Again, if you feel uncomfortable that it's not sitting correctly, in here, just come over here, drop a bead of glue in here. The glue will act as an anchor inside there. You know, if you're really divested, if that's a word, if you're really invested, divested, flabbergasted, whatever I'm trying to think of at the moment, and you want to do putty to fill up like holes and gaps, you can certainly put putty, a little bit of putty down into these spots if you don't want to see them, and then sand them down and add a little paint. You know, like I said, I've seen people take the paper plants out and actually add little plants to their kits. I've seen people put moss on top of them. I've seen them take the little paper cat out and put a little plastic three-dimensional cat that they 3D printed or purchased at a dollhouse. I mean, you don't have to just keep it just that. You can go full on and sassify this thing, if that's a word. If it's not, the word of the day is sassify. We'll ask Sammy. Sammy knows everything. Sammy, is sassify a word? Sammy doesn't think so. Sammy, can you tell everyone or suggest to everyone to like, share, comment, and subscribe to @RealTalkChimp? It's a suggestion, of course. You didn't hear that. All right, what the hell are we doing? I don't know. What are we doing here? Do we know? Okay, so we've done this. We spent 48,000 hours on the little flower basket. Then we connected this little doohicker thingamajig right here to that wall. Then we flushified into the sphincter, this thing. Then we came down here. We added this awning to the outside of said sphincter. And now we are adding a cat and the sphincter to the doohicker. Got it? Good. So what are we looking for? We're looking for number 20, which was here. And we are putting number 20 here with that thing. And wouldn't you know it, it don't want to go. Get a freaking son of a mother. Okay. Little dangly, turn you the right way. Little dangly. It's loose and it's fine because it's meant to be just a hanging basket. It's meant to be wobbly, I suppose. Okay, and then we're getting B40. B40 to A10. Do we have a bingo or a battleship sunk? What was that, Sam? What was that, Sammy? Sam, were you speaking? Okay. A B40. Oh, don't you fall, you son of a mother, father, sister. Oh, good gosh darn. Oh, we gotta do some sanding here. I think we gotta do some sanding here. Freaking can't take you anywhere. Kind of freaking son of a mother. Dirty. Rotten. Get you back on here. Get you back. Get you back on here. Yeah, the teeth worked great. Pah. All right, B40. B40. There's B40.
Wow. Wow.
The orange tabby, you give me this. And where do you go? Where do you go? You just kind of slide onto here? Okay. So it just, with its tail and its butt, it just slides right onto this windowsill here. Let's make sure it's facing the right direction. It is. Just a slide. That's it. That's it. It just slides onto there. Cute.
Wow.
Is it focusing? I can't tell if it's focusing. Focus.
Wow.
Okay. I'll set you aside. All right, so we did the B8 into the C8, the C8 into the A10. We put the 20 onto the A10. We added a B40 onto the A10 and came up with that. There's got to be either a cruiser or at least a battleship sunk. Or somebody has got bingo by now. All right, let's move on to step 22. So we need our window again, so we're coming back to it. That was quick. I put it away. I thought we were done, but nope. We're going to add some PVC to it. We're adding that big giant window that we had from the beginning. Which is this. Kind of hard to see, but this kind of shape here, it looks like a battle axe or a big old butcher's knife or something. Alrighty, so we are looking for this angle, this one right here. Set me free. Take it out of its plastic wrap here without tearing it. Oh, it doesn't want to be set free. I see how you are. Got it. Got it, coach. All right, and we got to get rid of the plastic liner. Here it is. Peeled up right here. Plastic film, the dust cover, I guess you'd call it. Peel that sassy thing off there. Okay. So now we have this right here. The stuff off of there. All right, we flip this wall over to this side here. And this, either with Mr. Smiley or with the glue, will go onto the top window. It'll leave the door frame empty, so you're going to be covering up the two windows and this top window going across. So again, it shows you to use the Mr. Smiley right here if you don't want to use the glue, but we're going to use the glue. Not that, like I said, I don't like the Mr. Smiley, it just sometimes it's a pain in the butt. Just easier to put a little bead of glue across there. Again, if you're using the clear glue, there won't be as much mess. So we're just gonna run some glue, okay. You can use a Q-tip or, you know, a little tool or something if that's easier to smear this glue onto here. Whatever is easier for you. You do you, boo. And then we're going to take our little lamb chop here and try to align it up. Get it out of the doorway. Appears to be lined up. Clear off the excess glue. which you won't see because this will be on the inside. So there's a little bit of glue that's kind of in the eaves of this window. But you know, like I said, it adds a little character to it. Sometimes I'll use the B7000 glue to make cobwebs. It's a really weird, so this glue, the super glue, has a tendency of leaving strings all over the place. Well, I've utilized that, the strings, and I've made spider webs. Now, granted, these things are smaller, so in larger kits, like I made an old car, old 1/32 scale, like pickup truck, and then I made a beater. Like I took a perfectly good kit, airbrushed it out so that it looked like it was a beater car sitting in a field, and I used some of this super glue and I made some strings and made it look like cobwebs and stuff hanging off the windows and in the wheel wells. So the B7000 glue, which is meant for plastic and wood, this will leave weird looking string, like a silly string almost, off of the glue as an effect. Not supposed to, but it does. And I've used that for, you know, like I said. Okay, so we glued that to there. So that was a fairly easy trick here. It's basically right here. So again, it shows you the Mr. Smiley tape right there. The double-sided tape that comes with the kit to cut it down and either put it in there and then stick your window to it, or like I did, I just used the glue. This diagram again shows you to peel the plastic film that's on the PVC off, that's used as a dust cover. And then that's your finished piece, which is right here. There's your window right here. A little bit of fluff on here. Just some stuff that you can wipe off. There's your window right there. There's no window. There's window. Okay. I think we can leave that over there for now. So, nope. See, now we need it again because now we're going to plug it into the floor. So we'll take our floor that we worked on in part 2. Okay. Put our coffee maker. We'll take our wall, which has this slot right here. Not slot, this peg right here. And we will connect it. Oh, I'm sorry. Not that one. No. That can't be it. Where is it? We built another one. That's right. Here it is. Right here. Here it is. This is the one that we did the tilted window in the short video in part 2. This window and wall is the one that it wants. And here, see, it says number 16, and number 16 was here. This was number 16 from part 2. So we take number 16 and we plug it down into the base. And the way we do that is we take this orientation with the roof coming outwards. This is your interior. This is your exterior. And then we drop it into these two slots, here and here, with these two pegs here and here. Without breaking anything, hopefully. Okay. There it is on the bottom here. Again, if it doesn't feel secure, run a bead of glue across here. No shame in that. Remember, a lot of these parts get warped when they're traveling here from China to wherever they have to go. If the temperature is off anyway, they'll have a tendency of warping. So just be aware. Okay. Little drive-through here. Yes, I have a chocolate frappuccino for my content-NTU. Oh, and we have a vanilla cappuccino for Jaws Tea. Jaws Tea. And it looks like we have a Josh Groban CD for Home of Brain. And we have a, you were the one that wanted the tea. Paul George Glazer 13 will get the tea. These are the people that are in our chat here. You could be part of the chat as well. Like, share, comment, subscribe to @RealTalkChamp. Okay, continuing on here. All right, we have completed step 23. 16 into 13. 16 into 13. Do we have a bingo or a battleship? There it is right there. And we'll look at it from the inside as we do our little drone flyover. That's the sound of a drone flying over, right? Cool. All right, let's move this aside over here. Our little window. Mr. Smiley. Page 15 is now going to become page 16. And we are connecting more walls. We're going to add a 19 over here. So let's change the orientation to this. And a number 19, which was our sliding window. The little sliding window that we made. Our little drive-through is going to go, we have a peg here. And we have a slot right there. So we're gonna do our best to connect that. That one did, that one squished in perfectly. So again, you know, this, obviously until we put the roof or ceiling on here, this is gonna sit wonky. If you feel like running a bead of glue through here, you certainly can. Or you can wait until the roof is on and it should all compress together. Okay? So, yeah, so it's a little bit wonky. Put the chair over there. But this is all we did. We connected number 19 onto 23 by just pressing it into that slot so that it looks like this, which is this right here. Okay, so now it wants us to do 22, which is the wall with the cat and the flower basket. It wants us to put that on, but before it wants us to put in this door. So on the inside, you have this. So we're going to take the PVC and that piece right there, which is, let's get rid of that plastic film, which is this right here. This piece, so let's peel off the film. The little dust cover. Get rid of that little critter. Because of the static, it'll stick to your fingers. And then we're going to look for piece number B20 and B21. Here's B20 and B21, but you notice there's this centerpiece in here. Well, we don't need that, but we do need B20 here, which is our front door. So We have our B20, and then the B22. Okay, the B22 is going to be used, but not immediately. So we'll take the B22, put it aside. We'll take the B21. Does not want to come out. I busted off part of the flashing. I busted off part of the coloring on here, so I can glue that to this. The flashing or the plate is done. We don't need that. I keep all the plates, even when they're finished. I keep all the plates because I never know when I'm going to need to improvise a part. So it's right here because I just kind of bumped it off by taking it out. So just a real small piece of glue on here. We'll use our tweezers. My hands are starting to shake. Oh, bear with me. It happens when I'm painting as well. All right, so let's see if we can watch this. Super teeny tiny little parts. It's not a major thing that I have to do. I can take some black paint. I can even take a Sharpie and just Sharpie this in if I don't want to deal with this little part that I popped off. It's just some of the color on here. It's not an integral part. It's not like I need it. So I just put it back on. But literally, I could have just hit it with a Sharpie. So it is this right here, I'll show you. So if you notice on the front door, there's this line that goes right across here, connects down to here, and it connects onto here. That's the piece right there. Now in here, it shows it as being red, like the color of the door. But this piece looks black to me. I don't know if that's a mistake, but that's how they have it on here. So, all right, so it looks like it's going to face this way, and it's going to connect onto these two open slots here. So this piece may end up falling off. Oh, I see. Once you turn it this way, it turns red. Okay, so the top of it's black. Okay. So I really didn't need to glue that on, but it's fine. Now it added a little bit of glue into that slot. So that's kind of cool. Okay. So there it is like that. Okay, so now we're going to take that PVC. 22 will put you over there. We're going to take this PVC and we're going to put it on the inside. Again, you can use the Mr. Smiley if you want. Let me see where I put Mr. Smiley. Mr. Smiley tape. If you feel so inclined that you want to use your Mr. Smiley tape, you're going to have to cut some of it down. That's a great thing about these boards. These boards are self-healing. This green thing right here, this mat, it's self-healing. You can make a cut, a deep cut, and it'll kind of heal itself. Plus, it'll save your parents' furniture. Okay, so let's make a cut right here. Okay. And we'll take our Mr. Smiley, pick from the backing. See, but the tape is so small, you got to use tweezers. It's such a pain in the butt that I just come over here and I grab some glue. You just use the glue. Life is just so much easier when you use the glue. So we're going to take some of the glue. Okay. Spread the glue around. Keep a paper towel nearby so you can Wipe it off your fingers. Grab the little PVC window. Stick it on.
Meow.
Align it on there. There you go. Oh, hey, Sammy. Hey, Sam. Can you tell everyone to like, share, comment, and subscribe to @RealTalkChamp? Pretty please? Can you just suggest it? Sammy? Not having it today. There you have it. Not having it today. So I think it's just too hot outside, and Sammy's just saying, you know what, bro? I'm a snow cat. I am not an excessive heat cat. All right, so there's that. And now we're going to put it, there is a tiny hole, circular shaped critter right there. And it wants us to take this part of the door and run it into said hole, like that. And then it wants us to do what? Okay, so 22 will be the top of it, but it has to be plugged into the wall. So it wants us to put this where? Where would this go? Okay, so it looks like it goes here onto that one right there. Okay, so it wants us to connect that hole there onto that part of the door at the same time, placing it into that slot right there. So let's see if we can figure this one out. Let's pull this a little closer to us. Okay, so if it's going to go here, you want us to first put it into doohickey and then push it down into the slot. But what if it doesn't want to go into the slot? Oh, I see how you rotten son of a mother father. And we got to do some sanding. Let's try it now. Much better. As soon as you sand it, it goes right into place. No problem. Okay. Let's see if we can orientate this freaking door. So the door opens, closes. Cute little door. Again, nothing's going to fit together yet until you put the ceiling on and you're able to, squish it all together like that. We have a door. Imagine a little bell there when the door opens up. Bling, bling, bling. Come inside, order your coffee, sit down at the table. Cute. Very cute. Okay. So that's that. So I will show you that again. We started up here. We connected this wall, which gave us this. We came down here. It would help if I could see, but I can't. We connected this wall into that slot. But before we did that, we built this door. And before we built that door, we came into this section here to actually build said door. And we put B21, connected it to B20. We added that particular PVC piece to the back side of B20. You had the option of using Mr. Smiley through the little double-sided tape, but we chose to use the glue. We connected that and created that. We connected that onto that wall, or this wall right here, this floor piece. Connected that together. We connected the B22 onto that spot so that it would hold the door in place. And voila, we have this. Capiche? All right. And we'll put that aside next to said chair. We'll close up our glue for now since we're not using it. We will get some agua. You didn't hear that, but I'm sure it was ASMR. All right, we are working on step 25. Looks like we're going to be building a flower oh, okay, we're building this right here. This whole flower pot box thing. Stay, good dog. So we're going to need 2 E15s and an E18. So 2 E15s and an E18. Here are 2 E15s. And here are 2 or 1 or 6 or 3. 1 E18 is here, the base, which has an orientation this way. We have an E15, 2 E15s. Now it's telling you, it's screaming in red, the orientation. See how it's screaming right there in red with those 3 lines? It's telling you the orientation faces outward. Outward. Okay? So it's telling you that these slots face that way, face outward. Okay, so we're gonna place. Okay, so this one's an interesting one here, okay. Son of a mother, father. It was stuck to the board, thank goodness. So this one's an interesting case that I'm seeing here. One of these goes on the bottom, and one of these goes on the top. Okay, so you have this slot and this slot. So we'll flip this, place this on the bottom. Or not. A little squish. Do not want to break that, okay? Oh, these are stairs. We're making stairs. Okay, so we have one there. Now one's gonna go on the top. Also, notice that the silk screen is on this side, but not this side. So make sure this side is facing outwards. A very silent squish. Didn't really hear that one. A little wonky. Glue on my phalanges. Son of a mother! Get that freaking. So there we go. We have a top and we have a bottom. Now we need an E16 and an E17. E16 and an E17 down here. E16 is the left one. Make sure you take that one out first. And face it this way. And an E17. Pop that one out. And face it this way. So you want that, that, and that. Okay. So we're going to take the E16, which is that peg right there, connect it onto that slot, and then connect this straight across. A little tricky. See how the slot, it just fits straight into the slot, and then connect it into there. Same with this side. You're just going to slide this oddly shaped thing into there and then connect it to that doohickey right there. So slide and poke. Slide and poke. If your minds are in the gutter, slide and poke will mean something to you. But we're building a model kit and we're not in the gutter. Moving on. Okay, so there's the little critter that we just made. Little critter. So now we need an E19. Here is an E19. E19, oh, we want the orientation to be facing like this. So these odd shapes will face to the right. We're going to take this, our staircase here, and we're just going to put that open slot onto that peg, like so. Oh, part's falling off. Son of a dirty. Start again. Oh, rotten, dirty. Don't make me get a cat paw to put this on here. I will force Sammy to build this model kit. Right, Sammy? Not having it. Sammy said, nope, I am not helping you. You are on your own with this one, pal. All right, let's try this again. Wow, you do not want to connect. Oh, I heard a squish. I heard another squish. And our stairs are looking better now. There's that line, that orientation line showing you it's a vertical piece. We have a little staircase. How cute is that? Remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. I mean, you don't have to hit the like button. I mean, more likes and more conversation in the live chat means that people will find Real Talk Champ and they'll come and go, what's going on here? What is this guy doing? So chat with me or I'll go off on tangents. All right, so I will show you what I did. On step 25, I connected the two E15s, one on top, one underneath this first step. Orientation shows these slots facing the right. I took E16 and put it into said slot, that first slot over there and the other slot, as well as E17. I did the same thing. Again, it's telling you the orientation needs to face this direction. We took the second step, E19, and we put it on top of that peg. So those two open slots, again, with the tab facing to the right, and we completed it like so, like so. Okay, we'll put this aside as we don't seem to need that right now. And we'll work on this flower box here. So we are looking for parts D15 and D16, or D's nuts. I meant D15 and D16, which is right here. D15, D16, and we need E9, E9. If you were E9, where would you be? Well, this is going to be fun. E9. I don't have an E9 anywhere. So that means it is in a box. It is not in a box. Okay. Huh. If you were at E9, where would you be? I mean, it looks like this one, but that says E10. Could it be mislabeled? I'm pretty sure this is E9. Because that's E8. E10 is those little pegs right there. Somewhere there should be an E9 pointing at this piece right here. This is not E10. These are E10, these little pegs. This has to be E9. I don't know where the writing is for it. There should be something that looks like should be something like that. Because E10 are those little pegs. So that's weird. That's the first time I've seen that. Okay, cool. Let's put that aside. All right, so let's take D16, keep it orientated like this. E9, we'll keep E9 orientated like this. So these two pegs will go into those two slots. Nice squish. Then that slot right there. So this will give it a three-dimensional look. This peg will go into that slot. That was a nice squish. So now it gives it a three-dimensional, multi-tiered level of bushes. Shrubberies, I'd like you to go get us a shrubbery. A what? A shrubbery. We are the knights who say, "Nee, we want a shrubbery. We have brought you a shrubbery." All right, we need some C parts. We need two C2s and a C1. Over here, sir. We have a C1 right here. We have two C2s right here. Right, mate. All right, so you want me to do what? You want me to take something and do something with it. What do you want me to do here? Oh, I see. There is a slot here, but there's a piece of flashing covering this slot. So we're going to take our little tool, pop off the flashing here. That's not going to fit. We'll take our tweezers, pop out the flashing. There it goes. So now we have this slot and this slot, and we're going to press it onto these two pegs here. That's a nice sound. Luckily, it is double-sided with the silk screen, which is cool. So you can see it underneath there. And then we're going to put these ends on, which you have a peg here. You have an open slot here, and we're just going to connect. All right, that's not going to make a sound, but it is going to squish on there. That's good. Same thing for the other side. You have your open slot there, your peg here. That made a squish and a click. Okay. So you can see, if you were, again, if the OCD is kicking in, you could take a white marker, or you could take your paintbrush and you could connect the white part of the fence all the way around. If you wanted to add your more detail to it. You don't have to keep it missing the paint right there. You can go back and take a little bit of white and pink and connect that if you were so inclined. You see how it's darker right there to where it is there. So I would probably do something like that as well, just for the OCD. So I have my kits when I do my paintings. I usually bring them with me, and then when I'm all finished with my kit, I'll go back and dry brush or paint or do stuff like that. All right, so let's show you what I did here. I took the D15 and the D16 and connected it to the E9. I added the C1 and the two C2s, surrounded the flower shrubbery with said box, and created that critter right here. Did you bring us a shrubbery? Yes, we brought you a shrubbery. So on the front of the box here, there's your shrubbery. There's your shrubbery. So that, the 1:1 scale from what size of the picture here, it's pretty much spot on of how big this kit's going to be. This is a smaller kit than what you're used to seeing that I've built. Like my 12 other kits were larger. They were like big. This is a smaller series. In this series, there's like 5 of these of different, different style. I was getting ready to buy them. They're only like 20 bucks. They're a lot cheaper than the $45, $50 main ones that I'm used to building, the ones with 400 plus pieces. This is a smaller kit. It's 19 bucks on Amazon. I have a link on the description of where you can buy the kit. I will buy the 4 other ones as well. So I will build all 5 of this particular city walk. So this is the kind of thing where it's supposed to be the same scale as the larger builds, maybe a little bit scaled off, and then you could take it and just do like big, big, and one small, big, big, or whatever in your city, right? Or one side has some size buildings, one side has another size building, etc. Zarbon Fan 84 sent star for 2 jewels. Again, I have no idea what that means. See if you can see that name there. Focus a little bit better. Okay, cool. Alrighty. So page 16 is complete. All right. Looks like we're going to add the stairs and the flower box to our little critter. So move everything aside, and let's take this and rotate this way towards our front door. There's our little front door there. And we're going to take said staircase with these 2 tabs and run it down into our floor here, hopefully. Maybe not. Let's lift this up, and there we go. Nice squishy sounds. Squishy. There we go. We now have stairs going into our little place. Our little swinging door.
Meow.
And then we take our little flower box. We have the 1 slot right here. We take the peg that we have on here, connect it on here, squish that in there. Again, if it doesn't feel secure, you can always run a bead of glue underneath, which you've seen me do in other spots. That's why this discoloration is here. It's because I ran glue into them to lock these pieces down. So again, if you don't feel comfortable, you feel that maybe when you're carrying it to another room or having to move it, just take a little bit of your glue. Oh, come on. And just take and do that. Don't put glue into the round circle, because that's going to be your door sliding open and closed. So just do that. Oh, look who has come to visit us. It is Mr. Sammy to come and give his stamp of approval. Well, hello, Mr. Sammy. How are you today? You're going to watch the live stream? Okay. Sammy comes and gives us his stamp of approval. And we get to see a kitty butt. Thank you, Sammy. Thank you. Can we give you some sugar? How about a little sugar? Meow. He has to look at the Pikachu. That's his Pikachu over there. Hi, Sam. How are you doing, Sam? We call this therapy moment. Our breathing. Breathe in, breathe out. Take a moment and look at your sassy little Sammy. Hey, Sammy.
Meow.
Sammy, can you let everyone know that it would be beneficial for them to like, share, comment, and subscribe to @RealTalkChamp?
Meow.
Thank you. The waggy tail says it all, folks. All right, so let's move on. We did this. And we did that. Move that aside. All right, we're going to build some more stuff for the interior, it looks like. We're going to build a turntable and some more shelves. So we'll go over here to step 28. We're looking for a D35 and a D38. A D35 and a D38. D35. Here is a D35. 2 D38s. Small parts. Okay. D38s, okay. We're going to take the larger side and run it into the back side of D35. You'll see what I mean by the larger side. So we put the larger side in and we have a thinner side that we want to face forward. The larger side went in here. Okay, we'll put this aside. We're going to take that we just created into a D36, which is right here. Uh-oh. Okay. So we're going to take the D35 into a D36. Got a little cattywampus there. Let's try that. Come on, fellas. Okay. So I just slid that straight on there. Then we're going to take a Space Invader. It looks like a little Space Invader. D33. And we want those funky little antennas going upwards. And we're going to run that straight through. Oh my God. No squish because it's kind of loose in here, but that is the shape that we're making here. And we're not done yet. We're going to take a D34.
Meow.
A D34. And we're going to go onto these two parts.
Meow.
I don't know if you can hear him in the other room calling out.
Meow.
Okay, just slid that on there. It's squished on there really nicely.
Meow.
We're going to take a D39, which has something printed on the face of it. I'm not sure if you can see that or not.
Meow.
I'm not sure how well that's showing up, but it's the face of like a stereo, like the dial on a stereo. I'll use this. It's a small part. Oh. Okay. Okay. Does it say the glue in there? It does not. So we're going to set it in there. Yes, sir. I'm going to use our Tweezy McTweezer tins. Drop this into slot. Now, I don't feel comfortable with that there. So I think, oh my goodness. All right, I'll be right back. The king is calling. Let me go see what the king is trying to say. Give me just a moment here. Oh, get. I will be right back, folks. I need to go find out what he's yelling about. Be right back. Yes, sir. Well, what can I help you with? What do you need, Sammy? What do you need, sir? What is it? What can I do for you? Please. There you are, sir. Bon appetit. And we're back. From outer space. Put that look upon your face. I should have changed my freaking locks. All right, where were we? Okay. Back to building this little stereo. Is this piece gonna fall out? Does not appear so. Right. Okay, so what else? Now we need glasses. We need D32. D32, which is right here. Every coffee shop needs its record player to play music. D32 goes on to this monstrosity. How it goes on there, I'm not sure. But I'm going to figure it out. Huh. Oh, it just clicks right on top of there. Like so. And now I'm going to find D37. D37 right here. D37 goes right on top of there. That don't look right. Like so. Now, that's it. That's all we're doing. Okay. So we started off with D38 times 2 into D35, heavy end into that slot, leaving the thin end facing outward. We connected a D36 onto the D35 going through the D38s. We added the little Space Invader D33 onto those parts, getting that. We added the D34 onto those parts, and the D39 just slid into that slot, making this turntable. Then we added a D32 on top, connecting it to those two pegs that came off of D33. Then we added the D37 on top, slot onto peg, and finished off like this. So it is a record player is what we created. These pegs will stick into the cabinet. These are your turn dials. There's your meter on your digital display, or most likely an analog display, being that this is a record player. Very cool. Put that aside. Okay. Now we're going to drop down here to step 29. And we're going to build a shelving system here with some stuff on top. So we need a D21. A D21. Nope, we're looking for, yeah, D21, which is right here. We're looking for a D8, which is right here. And we're looking for a D40, which is right here. It's the face of this drawers. Okay. So we're going to take, first off, make sure we have the orientation correct, facing this way. We're going to take the D21, place it into that slot right there with this peg. Squish it right on there, like so. And then we're going to take this and run, let's see, these two into there. Not very successfully, of course. There we go. Wow, that was quite a squish. Okay. All right, looks like we're done with this. We're going to set this aside. We're going to get a D5. Which appears to be this one here. That's D4. We want D5, which is this one. We're going to take D5. We're looking for D20. We're going to take D20. We're going to rotate this board, put it into the first slot. We're going to get D19. Take the peg of D19, run it into the second slot. We're going to get D12, which is a divider. D12 has a slot going that way. We're going to face it out that direction. Put D12, peg into the slot. A little tricky. Nice little click and squish. So that's what we're looking at there. Okay, we're going to take this piece and we're going to connect it. So we have that slot right there. We're going to connect it onto that slot right there from our previous build. and just press that like so. So now we're building shelves in sort of like a cabinet. As you can see, it's just a facade. Okay, we're going to set that aside. So now we're going to build another shelf. So I'm going to explain what I did. We took D21, we pressed it into D8. We connected D8 onto D40, creating the next step, which is D20 and D19 we pressed into D5. We added the divider, D12, onto D5. And then we connected the two parts that we made by connecting that slot into that slot. And we created the thing that I showed you here. So now we're going to create, well, we're going to take some stuff that we already built, the turntable, and it looks like some plates. And we're going to add them to D4. Remember, I told you that we wanted D5 before, but now we're going to use D4. Notice the edges here, the direction that they have to face. As if you see the orientation, those things are telling you the orientation. So you notice that it's longer on this side, deeper on this side than it is on this side. They want this shape to face like this. Okay? Then we're going to take our turntable that we made, use the pegs here to place onto the first two circles. Okay. Then we have two more slots left. We're going to put D29 and D28. So we're going to come back over here and look for D29. That's not right. Sorry, B29. You sank my battleship! B29 and B28. Right here. Here's B29. B29 bomber. We're going to take B29 and put them into the first slot. We're going to take B28, which is that famous Japanese painting with the double waves. Which I will paint someday. Stick it into the second slot. There's your turntable. Okay. Now we're going to take a B6, two B6s which are dividers. Two B6s. Come on. Come on. Okay. We're going to take the two B6s and we're going to connect things we already previously built. So this peg into this slot. Same with this one here. Very, very reluctantly crouched at the starting line, engines thumping in time. The green light goes up. Okay. Then we're going to add that and that on the inside of that and that. Keyword is try. There is no try. There is only do, I think. No. Yes. Squish. Okay, we've connected. We have connected. Then with the something, that's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. So I'm going to show you what I did again. We started all the way up here, building the turntable. If you're just joining us, we were building the turntable. We started building these shelves with their accoutrement. We showed you the orientation. And we have completed this, and this was page 17. We're going to flip it over to page 18, and we're going to continue building out this cabinet. We're going to need D17 and D18, connect them together to form this piece, which is the top of this. So look for D17 and D18. Here is D17. And D18. That one's a little trickier to get out. Okay. So this is going to connect into there. These slots right here. Squish click, that's what we want. Okay, and then we're going to now connect that onto using these slots up here onto the top of our critter. If it doesn't fit, you'll have to file the pieces. It's not feeling, ooh, I tore some of that off, okay. Let's try it again. That side fit perfectly. A little struggle. And that's all connected on there. And I like it because it has a real pretty accent. That piece that we put right there is like, holds the shelf on there. There's your orientation line to show that it's horizontal. You can always paint those over if you don't like seeing them. But it's very decorative. It's a really pretty looking cabinet. Your turntable on it. Hand painted front of these if they were to open, but obviously it's just a facade. But it seems hand painted. I like that look. Okay, so that cabinet is complete, except we're going to now add a C15 across the top of it. That is B, so let's take D and put D over here next to E. Let's put B over here and let's grab C. Here is C15. It's a whole row of, looks like spices and teas and all kinds of goodies. Not sure if you can read any of that. Sorry for it being out of focus. Okay, we're just going to set that on top. So you got the 2 pegs here. Run them down into the slots. Very reluctant as well. Probably could, oh, that was just flashing. Scared me there. I thought I busted the top of it off. A little reluctant putting it on there, but there we go. Double-sided, so that's cool. Okay. All right, so we're finished with that. We're just going to kind of set that aside for now. I'll show you what I did. Connected the D17 and the D18 together to form the top of the case. Connected it following the red lines to form this. Then we added the C15 on top, pegs straight down into the slots. And that was... All right, we're going to move to step 30, which is we're going to build a window onto a little wall here. So we're going to be looking for C9. C9 is this large piece here. It's showing the reverse side here, but here is the front. Okay, so here is C9. We're going to look for a B32, which is right here. We're looking for 2 B31s, which are right next to it. Hinges, they look like they're hinges. Yeah, they look like little hinges. Okay, so then we're going to rotate these so that they face this direction. And then we are going to put them through these slots, like so. Same with the other one. If it doesn't fit, use your file. It is pretty reluctant. This one's reluctant. Okay. So we're going to use our file and shape it a little bit. Sammy, are you eating corn chips? No? Why do I smell corn chips right now? I don't have any corn chips. Somebody eating corn chips in here? Press the number 1 if you're eating corn chips or tortilla chips right now. I smell it. Okay. All right, that part is on there. That part is on there. Okay. So this gets placed onto these 2 slots right here. presses right into there. You heard that? There it is on the front. There it is on the back side. Okay, so now we're going to take a PVC piece and make a window. So we're looking for this PVC piece right here, which looks like our final window. So we can get rid of the flashing now. We don't need that. We try to peel the plastic off of this. The dust cover plastic. Here it is. Now again, you can use the double-sided 3M tape, or you can use a little bit of glue. So I'm going to use a little bit of glue. I just feel it's easier. Okay, I'm just going to run some glue. Just using the tool to spread the glue around. All right, we're going to place this little window onto this spot. Just kind of tap it on there. Wipe off the excess. Close up our glue so it doesn't dry out. Okay, now we are going to build a, what do they call these little cats? Little prosperity cat, one where it's little hand waves like this, little prosperity cat. Oh. Okay, so we need C11, C18, and C something. So we're looking for C11, which is right here, which is the base. C17.
Meow.
C18, which is right here. We're going to connect C18 onto C11. And we're going to add C17 onto C18. If we can hold on to it.
Meow.
And then we're going to connect that right to the wall, right into this slot right here. And no, we're not. There we go. And then we're going to frame this picture right here with E8, which is a peg, one of these like nails. So E8, which is these pegs. They're really small. They act as like a peg or a nail. That's going to go into this little square. And then we're going to get D52, Delta 52, Dog 52, D52, which is this frame right here. And then we're going to connect it with that right there, that open slot. Connect it onto this thing here. It kind of went a little wampus. Backside. Connect it. There we go. Okay. Swinging a little bit. Okay, we'll go farther before I explain everything again. So now we're going to take a D26 onto a D6. So we're going to look for a D26, which I can't see what these little objects are. A D26 onto a D6, which is right here. So we're going to orientate it this direction with the pegs going north. And then we're going to take this with the two pegs here and connect it onto the two holes here. Okay. And then we're going to take a D7 and a D25, D7, which is right here, with the one hole. The D25 is the bonsai. And see the shape of it. We're going to take that peg, make sure that these pegs are facing north, and we're going to take this peg and just connect it straight onto this circle hole right here. Just right into it. Without breaking anything. Okay, oh. So we have these two little shelves that we created. We're going to connect them straight into the wall. So this first one here is going to go into these two top slots up there. Again, very reluctantly, there we go. Same with your bonsai. It's going to connect onto these two slots right here and right here. So it's a staggered shelf. Okay. Okay. And now we have a completed wall. So I will show you what I did. Up at the top here, we started with the C9, which was the wall itself. We connected this window frame to it using the B31s, I believe. Yeah, the B31s onto the B32. We connected them straight onto the wall. We added the last piece of PVC, this long rectangle, and we glued it on, or you can use the double-sided tape, whatever is easiest for you. I glued it on there. This shows that you peel off the film that protects the PVC as a dust cover. You peel that off. That indicates double-sided tape, and that you cut it down to make it fit. But again, I used the glue. We went over here and we made the Prosperity Cat, which was C11 as the back, C18 is the base, and then the meow on top. And normally when you go into shops, you see that little arm wave. It's holding a piggy bank, or it's holding random objects. It's very similar to what people think those prosperity monks, the little chubby guy that's holding a bowl of fruit or a box of money or whatever. They're called prosperity critters. Once we completed that, we stuck it to the wall right there. Then we came over here and we used one of these E8 pegs, connected it to the wall. Then we added this frame, connected it to the E8 that's connected to the wall. Then we came down over here and we created this D26 onto D6, and we connected that onto the wall in those two slots. Same with the bonsai. We connected the D25 onto the D7, which leads us here, and we connected that staggered onto the bottom two slots, and then you get this. Okay. That was page 18. We're going to continue on to page 19. If you like this type of content, if you don't mind hitting that like button on there, you don't have to, but help a chimpanzee out. Share at Real Talk Chimp with your friends and family. Chat with me if you'd like. Other people were brave enough to chat with me, keep me on a straight path. And of course, consider hitting that subscribe button. We greatly appreciate it. Okay. Now it looks like we're going to do some last wall preparations here. So we are going to connect that cabinet type of thing that we built onto the wall that we created using the pegs here onto the slots here. Okay. Again, if it doesn't feel like it's going to fit, make sure you sand down pegs. That's a nice squish, and there we go. We squished that right on there beautifully. Plus, using the back wall gives us the impression that we have wood on the back of this cabinet. Very pretty, and then you can see those through the window because they're double-sided. Very pretty. Okay. Now, that's this stage right here. What I just did was I pressed on this cabinet using those 4 red dots, dotted lines into those slots. Showed you that. Now we're going to take it and we're actually going to set it into the base. So we'll orientate our floor here. This is the back side facing the outside. This is, of course, the inside. So we're going to take these 2 slots here, these 2 pegs here. Again, if it doesn't feel like it's going to fit, you can sand the edges. And then we're going to connect them onto the 2 slots here. very delicately. Squishes right in there. Now, of course, none of this is going to fit together until you put the ceiling on, but at least for now, you can see what's going on in here. You have your little drive-up window right here with your sliding window. Come on. Forget it. You just leave it like that. Okay. So that's what I did. Connected that to there. Showed you that. Now we're going to move on. Build some other stuff. Okay, what the heck is that? What the heck is that? Oh, it's a table? Okay, so it's a table for chairs outside. All right, so we're going to take a D as in dog, 51, a D as in dog, 48. So D51, which is right here. It's a weird looking goalpost thing. And a D48, which is right up here. And then we're going to connect those together with their slots. Like so. And then we're going to take this. Let's make sure it's flush. And using that bottom peg, we're going to connect it. Oh. Wow, that really hurt. Ouch. We're going to connect it onto the center slot here. Like so. That actually holds this wall up, so that's kind of nice. Oh, I see. Now, this right here is not the table and chairs. This is going to hold this whole part of the building that's right here together. That's what it looks like. Okay, so we connected that stuff together there on this here. Showing you that. And now we're going to take page 19, flip it over to page 20. No, we're not even going to mess with this anymore. So we're going to set that aside. Just put our debris aside. Okay. Get a paper cut. That actually kind of hurt a little bit. That's what happens when you press things together. It squishes and eats up your fingers. Ow. All right, looks like we're building another shelving system. A very elaborate thing. So we're looking for B38. There's B38, and we have two sides of B38. Okay, so B38, it is showing us the orientation of this critter. We need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 B45s. Let's stick it to the back of it. Come on. Let go. Let go without breaking. Wow. That is brutal. Okay. Alright, so we are going to take this here with all the circle holes on it. And we are going to try our best to connect these weird little shelves to each one. Those little holes. I don't know what this thing is. Somehow line this thing up so that you can run this one. Did I even put this on correctly? I did this all wrong. Okay. Start over again. Very tricky. Okay. Trying to figure this out here. So it's facing this way. These are supposed to face forward. Okay. So then what do we do with this? What do we do with this? We need, first of all, we need D47. There's D47. D47, okay, so now we got to connect this thing that we built, this rack, onto the D47. What the hell? So you see the slots on the tops and bottoms? So we take this little edge and we press it into these slots. Without busting this all apart. We'll try it from this side. There we go. Try it from the other side. So this side here. Press it across. And then we want to put an E22, which is here. This came out the first day I was taking a part off of this thing. This thing fell out off of somewhere. Okay, so we take this E22. Be careful. Don't break it. Get rid of the flash. So now, this has to be wrong. Let's see. This. Has to be wrong. I had to have done this wrong. Okay, so that didn't work. Very confusing, this instructions here. Let's try this again. We'll stick it this way. It does not want to go down inside here, though. Let's see. How on earth a kit does this work? That's how it works. I guess this is a window with the shades that go up or down. I thought it was a shelf or something, but I think that's what it is. These are window slats. Looking at the sides here. So I guess that's what this is here. You know how you have the window slats? I guess. Okay. Okay, so this right here gets placed onto this piece here, down into this slot here, and then connects this piece here onto this right here. So we put that down, and we connect that. There's your puzzle piece there, like so. Okay. Then we take two E8s, these little pegs again. E8s, a D27. Little pretty sign. And we put the E8s I hate putting these things in with a passion. Does not not work when you do that. Peeled off some of the cardboard. Trying to press it in here. That one broke, so let's get another E8. They give you plenty of them, which is good. Uh-oh. So my phone's about to die, so we are going to make a part 4 for this video, this live stream. There will be a part 4. Okay, so we'll put this sign on here. This goes on to D45. D45. We're going to pick this up another day. This is Ricky with Real Talk Chimp, live streaming on YouTube at Real Talk Chimp. That's RealTalkChimp. This is part 3 of the CuteBee DIY miniature house, Kissa Coffee. And we're going to pick this back up another time, part 3. Like, share, comment, subscribe. We'll catch you on the flip side. Peace and chicken grease, everyone. Talk to you later.